Hello, my name is Jenna and I am 40 years old. I am definitely not the first woman to go through mistreatment and abuse from my in-laws, and I certainly won't be the last. However, my story is unique in that not many people can relate to the idea of seeking revenge, as it is something that can never truly happen. Fortunately, I was able to take action and change my situation. I share my story to help others who may be in a similar position and encourage them to stand up against the abuse they are facing. It all began when my husband said something that caught my attention. "I need to share something important with you," he said. Concerned, I asked, "Is everything all right, babe?" "No, I'm afraid not," he replied. "I witnessed something terrible that my mom and sister did." Curiosity piqued, I asked, "What happened?" Finally, he believed me. "I no longer think these women have your best interests at heart," he admitted. "I am deeply sorry for not believing you before." Micah was referring to the countless instances where my mother-in-law, Gladys, and sister-in-law, Hannah, had belittled and mistreated me for no apparent reason. They would ruin my outfits for formal occasions, tamper with my food and drinks to embarrass me in front of others, and even spread false rumors about my successful business. All of this simply because they were upset that I had taken their precious little boy away from them. I had tried to explain this to Micah many times in the past, but he wouldn't listen. However, in that moment, he finally believed me. Curious, I asked him, "What made you finally believe me?" "Believe me, I witnessed this incident." Micah proceeded to display to me some of the recorded footage from our business's security cameras. My partner Michael and I operate a business that specializes in selling various crocheted items, ranging from baby clothes to purses. We offer a wide range of crocheted products. Our business had been thriving for a while, despite the constant discouragement from my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, who never missed an opportunity to dissuade me from pursuing it further. They repeatedly questioned my abilities and suggested that I should give up and focus on being a simple housewife or a regular working woman, implying that I lacked the necessary skills to run my own business. Their attempts to undermine me were evident, and it became increasingly clear that they were driven by jealousy. Why else would they behave so maliciously? These women always tried to hinder my pursuit of happiness. My suspicions of their true intentions were confirmed when they made further attempts to humiliate me. Even when I cried to my husband, showing him the damage they had caused to my dress and asking him to taste the food they had sabotaged, he refused to believe me. He needed to see the truth for himself, and finally he did. The video footage that Micah showed me was truly shocking. I had no idea that people could stoop so low. In the video, there were two masked individuals with feminine figures. One appeared to be taller than the other. They were attempting to vandalize our building, using spray paint to graffiti our store. I took a closer look and noticed a woman wearing a necklace. Upon further inspection, it seemed to be Glady's rare and exotic necklace that Micah had bought for her in Fiji. It's clear now that they were involved. They bear a striking resemblance to each other. I believe you now. I couldn't help but break down in tears. I was both angry and hurt that it took him so long to believe me. But at the same time, I felt relieved that someone finally understood what I was going through. I didn't want to tell him about this earlier because it involved his family. I couldn't exactly accuse or sue them for the damages they caused. However, I did want to seek revenge. I had been contemplating what my revenge would look like for a long time. Suddenly, Micah received a phone call from Hannah. It's quite ironic, isn't it? He answered the call and they spoke briefly. After hanging up, he told me, "Hannah just informed me that Uncle Peter has returned from his long trip. Mom wants to have a big family reunion since many people are home for the summer." "Okay, when is this weekend?" I asked. He replied, "Are you planning to discuss what we just witnessed with them? I understand it's difficult because they are my mother and sister. But if you want to confront them, I will support you. I am available to assist you in any manner necessary." I possess the ability to aid you. The weekend arrived, and Micah and I reached Glady's residence early to assist with the preparations for the grand celebration that was about to occur. Uncle Peter was cherished by everyone, so his return home after a long absence was expected to be a truly special occasion. Upon my arrival, I noticed a change in both Hannah and Glady's demeanor. Their previously cheerful and smiling faces transformed into expressions of envy and disgust. "Oh, you two arrived quite early," remarked one of them. "Yes, Mom, we wanted to lend a hand. We are aware that many people will be present today," I replied. "Aren't you just adorable?" one of them said sarcastically. "It is our pleasure," I chimed in. Hannah and Gladys turned their gaze towards me, as if accusing me of stealing something from them, although they couldn't provide any evidence yet. "Oh, Jenna, it's terrible that your beautiful business was vandalized like that. I saw it on my way here. Truly tragic," one of them commented. "Absolutely awful," added the other. Even a young child could sense that these women were concealing something, plotting behind their seemingly concerned words. I even detected a hint of suppressed laughter in their forced happiness. However, I chose to remain silent for the time being. I didn't want to create a scene just yet. I was determined to seek revenge at the opportune moment. In the meantime, I decided to act ignorant. Micah followed my lead, not wanting to involve himself in any dirty work. Yes, it was simply dreadful. "We both wonder who could have committed such a heinous act," he said. Yes, it was truly painful to witness. Something unfortunate occurred to the project that we put in a lot of effort to bring into reality. Indeed, but there is no need to worry because the authorities will investigate and resolve this matter. Authorities? Why involve them for such a minor offense? I believe it was just a group of foolish adolescents seeking some amusement. There's no need to get the police involved. Oh, Hannah, you have such a kind heart for caring so much about these alleged mischievous individuals. However, I still believe they should face consequences for their actions. They were well aware of what they were doing. I agree with Hannah. We all did silly things when we were teenagers. Let's not be irrational. Come, let's prepare everything for the party. I noticed that they seemed nervous. Why are they trying to downplay the situation after showing such curiosity about it? Micah and I exchanged knowing glances and proceeded to assist with the party preparations. We spent the entire morning and early afternoon setting up, cooking, and cleaning. Around 3 p.m., our family members began to arrive for the grand reunion. Once we had finished everything and were relaxing, Micah pulled me aside and handed me something. "I have a gift for you," he said, revealing a hidden microphone. "I want you to wear this." "Why? What is it?" I asked, feeling unsure. "I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough to confront my mother or sister. I apologize for not being the assertive and dominant man you desire. But perhaps it's better if you expose them yourself. Then you'll receive all the recognition. You've always been stronger than me. And approach them, you never know what you might discover. It's important to seek justice, and I won't discourage you from doing so." I appreciated Micah's words, and although I wished he would be more assertive, I was also thankful for his assistance. With that in mind, I turned on the recording device and made my way around to locate those two individuals. Finally, I stumbled upon them engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen. Before entering, I paused by the door to eavesdrop on their conversation. "She knows everything, Mom. Did you see the way she looked at us?" one of them exclaimed. "Shut up, Hannah. You're being paranoid. She doesn't know it was us," the other responded. "I swear to God, Mom, she knows everything," Hannah insisted. "Okay, calm down. Even if she does know something, what can she do? One thing you should know is that Micah loves us, and she loves Micah. If she somehow found out, she would tell him, and then Micah would dismiss her as crazy. That's how it's been working for us so far, right?" the mother reasoned. "What do you mean?" Hannah asked. Remember how we stained her dress with ink before her presentation about the crochet business? Or how we spoiled her food and drink with spoiled milk? She told Micah about it. There was no way she didn't share her suspicions with him. But because he loves us, he chose to overlook it. He'll do the same for us now, the mother explained. At that moment, I burst into the room, growing irritated with their wicked discussions. Although I had been recording the entire ordeal, I feared that perhaps the microphone, being far away, to leave just yet. We have some matters to discuss. It seems that there are some suspicions and accusations being thrown around here. Let's take a step back and try to clarify things. Uncle Peter, it appears that you have been observing some activities that you believe to be nefarious. You feel the need to gather evidence against these individuals for your own personal reasons. Jenna, you seem to have startled everyone with your sudden appearance. Uncle Peter mentions having a weak heart and advises against any foolish actions that might cause him distress. Now, it seems that there is some disagreement about what exactly has been observed. Uncle Peter claims to have seen someone, possibly an older woman, engaging in some intense and suspicious activity. He even suggests that this person may have been involved in criminal behavior. Gladys, feeling the need for a more private conversation, closes the door to create a quieter environment. She wants to understand the insinuations being made and seeks clarification. Uncle Peter clarifies that he is not trying to insinuate anything specific, but believes that Gladys knows exactly what he is referring to. Hannah, eager to avoid any further tension, suggests that they leave. However, Gladys insists that they stay a bit longer to address these accusations. Uncle Peter adds that he may have also seen another person involved in these activities, wearing a mask and potentially participating in criminal acts. Gladys expresses her disappointment and hopes that these criminals will be brought to justice. She acknowledges Hannah's suggestion of leaving, but wants to continue the discussion for now. It seems that there are still many unanswered questions and tensions in the air. The situation remains unresolved, and it is uncertain how it will unfold. I couldn't resist the opportunity to witness this event. What did you miss? At that particular moment, I presented them with the video. The recorded material that Micah shared with me. Oh, great! You managed to apprehend the vandals. Well, now that we have identified them, there is no need for further investigation. Just let it go, Jenna. You are becoming unbearable with this. Your building is not the only one that has been vandalized. Yes, honestly, just move on, Jenna. It's not a significant issue. On the contrary, ladies, I believe it is a significant matter. You see, I discovered something interesting when I came across this video. Take a closer look. Both women squinted and zoomed in on the phone screen to see what I was referring to. The expressions of horror and shock that appeared confirmed all of my suspicions. They were the ones who vandalized my beloved building. I told you, Mom. Hush, this doesn't prove anything. Who else has this necklace, Gladys? I can't take it anymore. Fine, it was us. Hannah, don't you dare say another word. Well, she caught us, Mom. I don't know what you want from me. Yes, Jenna, we did it. We vandalized your business. But what are you going to do about it? Yeah, Jenna, there's absolutely nothing you can do in this situation. We know that Micah cares more about us than he does about you. So even if you try to take action, he won't do anything to us because he loves us. Indeed, he loves you guys, and it's also true that he won't do anything. But honey, what makes you think that I won't? Do you think I'm scared of you too? You tried to come after my business, which is my livelihood. I will not allow you to escape with it. Gladys and Hannah both extended their hands as if to grab the phone from my grip. But fortunately, I was faster than both of them, and I successfully evaded. Return here, you foolish little girl. Even if you obtain this phone, the information has already been backed up, so there is no point in attempting to challenge me unless you wish to expedite your already feeble heart. Do not you dare provoke my mother. Do You believe you are amusing? Do you believe you are intelligent? You will be providing us all the information immediately, or I promise I will show you. What? Huh? What will you do? I will harm you in ways that you never imagined were possible. Oh, I am so frightened. Please do not harm me. Oh, my goodness, you insolent little girl. We were scurrying all around the kitchen until I finally managed to open the door, and it is fortunate that I did too because right on the other side of the door was Micah. Aid me, your mother and sister have gone insane. I have come to inform you that Uncle Peter is here. What is happening? I will inform you what is happening. Your pitiful spouse is attempting to accuse us of damaging her business, and she is threatening to harm us. Okay, that is not true. Tell them, Micah. There was silence. Micah appeared downcast, and he was stuttering and stumbling all over the place. I know you are not accustomed to quarreling with your mother and your sister, or quarreling at all for that matter, but I need you to defend me, your spouse, right now, please. Still, there was silence, and Micah's expression dropped. My heart sank. You, darling, Micah will always support us and not you. He loves us more than he loves you. Now, that's not accurate. I love all of you equally. You are all very dear to me. That's why it's so difficult to make a choice. Make a choice about what? Why not choose the truth? We both know it. You're the one who showed me the video in the first place. Why, Micah? Why would you do that? Because it concerns me too. What you guys did was awful, not just this incident, but all the other times you've antagonized my wife. You guys need to stop, please. We'll forgive you. Speak for yourself. I'm still going to press charges. Not on my watch. At that moment, Uncle Peter, our respected guest of honor, stumbled into the area. He seemed happy, but also concerned because we were all here while everyone else was waiting for the festivities to begin. Oh, Peter, my love, it's so good to see you. You look well. Yes, we'll begin the celebrations shortly. Let me escort you to your special seat. Tell me all about the trip. We aren't done with you yet, Jenna. If you try anything, I promise on our father's grave that we'll ensure Micah divorces you. Why do you treat Micah like a child? He's a grown man capable of making his own decisions. He wouldn't divorce me just because you said so, right, babe? You see, he's hesitating. It means he doesn't care about you the way you thought he did. Really, Micah? Really? He just dropped his head down for the second time in 5 minutes. I really did date a wasp. I angrily stomped. I walked away and headed towards the elegant dining table, which was accommodating approximately 30 individuals. I found my seat discreetly, making sure to maintain my composure. Shortly after, Michael and Hannah joined us, but I remained silent, even though Michael seemed eager to speak to me. However, due to my anger towards him, he refrained from doing so. Soon after, Gladys and Uncle Peter arrived, and we all began to celebrate the festivities, despite the tense atmosphere resulting from a recent unpleasant argument. While we were eating, my anger continued to simmer inside me. Unable to contain it any longer, I called for everyone's attention and announced that there were 2 individuals present who had always harbored animosity towards me. They had conspired to make my life unbearable. Some of you may already be aware of whom I am referring to, but in case you are not, allow me to persuade you. I proceeded to play a recording of the earlier argument, playing it in its entirety. The room fell into a state of shock and disbelief as everyone listened to the recording. Hannah and Gladys appeared frozen in their seats, unable to respond. However, they later accused me of fabricating the recording for attention, denying any wrongdoing. The dinner quickly descended into chaos, with me shouting at Gladys and Hannah, and them shouting back. The other adults at the table tried to gather more information, attempting to understand the situation. As usual, Micah remained silent until the sound of sirens broke the tension, silencing everyone. The police were on their way, seemingly heading towards our house. In the midst of the chaos, an altercation ensued between 2 individuals. I had no involvement in the situation and was falsely accused. However, I must admit that I was the one who informed the authorities about the incident. As a result, both parties involved are now facing legal consequences. It became apparent that the way my wife and her family treated Jenna was unacceptable. Despite witnessing their mistreatment, I remained silent. But now, I have decided to stand by Jenna's side and support her. It is clear that she has been right all along. The police arrived at the scene and proceeded to apprehend Gladys, who was expressing her anger and frustration through curses and shouts. Hannah, on the other hand, attempted to flee but was unsuccessful. Both women were embarrassed as they were escorted out of the house. In that moment, they glared at me, labeling me a demon, and directed similar insults towards Micah, calling him a traitor. Once they were gone, the atmosphere lightened, and we began to discuss how toxic Hannah and Gladys had been. Even Uncle Peter shared his perspective, stating that he would rather be in prison than be around them. We all shared a laugh and continued with our family reunion, free from the negative influence of those two individuals. Hannah and Gladys spent the night reflecting on their actions while being detained. Throughout the night, various family members received phone calls, likely related to the ongoing situation in the local prison and being aware that it was Hannah and Gladys contacting some relatives. Family members responded and informed them that they had to spend some time in prison to acquire a lesson. Others responded but pretended that the network wasn't functioning, but the majority of the family members simply declined to even acknowledge the reason. It is obvious that Micah and my relationship significantly improved after. He assisted me by contacting the authorities regarding Gladys and Hannah. They are no longer imprisoned, but have been compelled to pay a penalty for the damages, which was another setback to their pride. And now, whenever we encounter each other, those expressions of envy and disgust that they frequently wore on, their countenances have transformed into shame and fear, which I prefer. Retribution has never been more delightful.